Okay, good morning everyone. So prospectus has section numbers 23 to 42. Right now we are revising from 23 to 33. Okay. So first tell me what's the meaning of prospectus. Prospectus is any document described or issued as a prospectus, includes RHP, shelf prospectus, or any notice or circular or advertisement or any document which is inviting subscriptions from the public for purchase of securities of the body corporate. So whenever a company goes for a public issue, it will have to issue compulsorily prospectus. Prospectus is to be issued when? Before it is actually issued to the public. So it is to be filed with ROC before it is issued to the public. Once it is filed with ROC, it is valid for a period of only and only 90 days, correct? Now section 23 talks about public offer and private placement. Which companies can go for public offer? Only and only public companies, correct? And what about private placement? Both. So public as well as private, correct? And what about rights and bonus issue? Also both, public as well as private, correct? यही है बस यहाँ पर और कुछ नहीं है. So 23 talks about this. 24 is what? 24 is administration. So two types का issues हो सकता है life में. What are the two types of issues? Issue and transfer of securities and non-payment of dividend. अगर ये issue है, if it is a listed company, then the authority is SEBI, and if it is unlisted, then it is CG. Other than these two issues, if it is anything else, then either CG or tribunal or registrar, as the case may be. So this is section number 24. Talk about 25. What is 25? Deemed prospectus. So deemed prospectus, where is it? I think before. 3.8. Okay. So deemed prospectus, also called as prospectus by implication or called as OFS under 25. Correct? What is company doing? Either allotting or agreeing to allot the securities to an issue house, and this issue house then is allotting it to the public. So it is treated as if company is only issuing it to the public. That document which is issued by the issue house is treated as if it is a prospectus. So it is a deemed prospectus. If it is a deemed prospectus, these 2 points apply. First is contents and second is signing. To this OFS as well, so to this document as well. Contents related 3 points. Firstly, it should have all the contents as per section 26, and second, net consideration which is received or to be received by the company, and time and place where this contract can be inspected. Contract between whom and whom? The company and the issue house, correct? With respect to signing, this OFS also has to be signed by responsible persons of the issue house. If that issue house is a company, it should be signed by 2 directors. If it is a firm, it should be signed by more than half of the partners, correct? Now, genuinely, company intended to issue to the issue house, and genuinely, issue house wanted to keep it, but the issue house had to issue it to the public for any reason. Company never intended to issue it to the public, but still we are now presuming that company issued it to the public. So to understand what was the intention of the company, there are 2 indicators. Those indicators, first is time-based indicator, second is consideration or money-based indicator. Wherever company has allotted to the issue house allots to the public to within 6 months, there is a presumption company only wanted to issue to the public. And second is where the whole consideration is not received by the company. So यहाँ पर presumption ये है that issue house does not have the money. Issue house is going to get the money from the public. मतलब company always intended to issue it to the public. These two are 2 separate indicators. दोनों एक साथ अपन apply नहीं करेंगे. Within 6 months, even if whole consideration is received by the company, still it is presumed company always intended to issue it to the public. Correct? So one is time based, one is money consideration based indicator. Clear? 25, is it clear? Yes. Now 26 talks about contents of prospectus. So our special 26 section talks about contents of prospectus. Contents we divided into 4 points, correct? The first point is with respect to the date, information and report. Second point is a declaration. Third point is a disclosure, and fourth point is expert statement. With respect to date, every prospectus compulsorily has to be dated, correct? With respect to information and reports, these are as specified by SEBI. SEBI Act, SEBI rules, SEBI regulations, correct? But if you talk about information, generally there is three types of information. One is the financial information. Second is general information with respect to board and company, etc. And third is other information, that is with respect to the terms and conditions of this particular issue जिसके लिए ये prospectus issued है, correct? Then second is declaration. It is a compliance declaration that this company has complied with all the rules and provisions as per these three acts. They are Companies Act, SEBI as well as CRA, correct? And third is the disclosure. Disclosure stating that our prospectus is also filed with ROC, correct? And next is expert statement. Why would company want to include an expert statement? So that company ka credibility increases. Expert statement. Expert is who? That person whose professional degree gives him the authority to make a statement which actually has got a value, correct? So this expert statement is included to increase the credibility of the company, right? Expert statement related 3 points we had by hearted. First point is he is not involved in the formation, promotion, management of the company. Second, he has given his written consent before issue of the prospectus, and second, he has not withdrawn his consent before it was filed with ROC, correct? याद है सबको ये three? Perfect. Okay. And बस ये चार चीज are present under section 26, and life of prospectus, as we say, is for how many days? 90 days. So company has to prepare the prospectus, and it should be signed by whom? Every director, proposed director as well, correct? Once it is signed, then it is given to ROC for filing. It is filed with ROC. Once it is filed with ROC within maximum period of 90 days, it is then issued to the public, correct? So this is the process, right? So this is given, this contents of prospectus is given under section 26, right? Next is section 27. 27 talks about variation. Variation of the object clause, correct? Variation of terms of this issue or the object for which the prospectus was issued, correct? So what our company is actually, public or private company? Public company, which wants to make a public issue. So what it has done, given out prospectus. Prospectus में object तो रहेगा, because terms and conditions of this issue मतलब where the money is going to be utilized will be present. So company gave out prospectus. What people have done? They have given money to the company. So now our company has got unutilized money, and now what it wants to do is change the object. तो अगर company को ऐसा करना है, can it do that? Yes. But for doing that, it should satisfy three conditions. First condition, SR. Second condition, newspaper advertisement, and also put it on the website. And third is exit opportunity to dissenting shareholders. I have told that I'm going to provide coaching and raise money from the investors. Now I'm telling, let us utilize this money for movie making. So pass an SR, give out an advertisement, and all those investors who are not happy, those shareholders who have given money who are not happy, unko bye bye bolo. So what is to be done to their shares? Company will take it back, directors will take it, and this will be how the exit price will be determined by SEBI. SEBI has regulations where they determine the price, correct? Do you think there will be dissenting shareholders? Yes, if you think about it, somebody tells you something and you have given money, that money is being utilized for something else. Obviously, you will be unhappy, correct? There will definitely be dissenting shareholders. So, unko buy bol do by giving them money, price as determined by SEBI, correct? This advertisement that the company has to give in newspapers and put it up on their website, this is done in the form PAS1. PAS2 we have seen with respect to correct information memorandum, which is with respect to shelf prospectus, correct? PAS1 is this advertisement, newspaper advertisement, okay? Is this clear, everybody? So this was what? Section number 27. Talking about 28, we have what? 28 talks about offer for sale by the member. So those members who have a large shareholding, either they can sell their shares directly to the public or they can ask the company to sell it to the public. So basically company is acting as an intermediary. Company is helping these members sell it to the public. So every document that the company will issue will be OFS under section 28 and it is treated as if it is prospectus, correct? Now whenever initially company is new and it is starting its operations, it would want to increase its market value. It will definitely do that. Promoter group is holding a large share. They will continue to retain it. Market value बढ़ा जब भी share price also definitely is going to increase. Company would then want to become a public company and raise money, then want to issue a prospectus and raise money from the public. So company can either make a fresh issue of shares या जो भी ये promoter का holding है, if they want to dilute it, this also can be offered to the public, correct? So usually during the first IPO you will see that there is an OFS as well. Is this okay now? Yes? Okay. So this was about it. नहीं, एक दो points और. Minimum subscription is required in case of public issue. It will not be required in case of OFS. Expenses in case of public issue are borne by the company. Over here, borne by the company, but actually reimbursed by the members. Correct? Consideration will be received in case of public issue by the company, in case of OFS by the members, right? So what is company doing here is only helping the members to actually sell the shares to the public, correct? So once company is listed and it has got an access to the public, can the promoter directly sell off his shares by himself? Yes, he can do that. So that is why usually you will find this in case of OFS, in case of the IPOs. Is this clear? So this was 28. 29 is Demat form. So we talk about three companies. First is every public company which wants to go for a public issue compulsorily have to have the securities in Demat form, which compulsorily have to be listed on a stock exchange. Only after that trading is possible, correct? Rule 9(8) talks about every public company which is an unlisted company also should have shares in Demat form. Public issue करने का है क्या ये company को? नहीं. Listing on stock exchange, is it required? Not required. But should it have shares in Demat form? Yes. And third one, next point is even a private company which is not a small company also is required to have its securities compulsorily in Demat form. Can it list itself on a stock exchange and be a listed company? No. But is the Demat of shares required? Yes. Now listing on a stock exchange gives an access to the stock exchange, and having shares in Demat form will give you an access to these shares, correct? Just because you have shares in Demat form does not mean you want to trade it, right? Physical holding of share means holding a share certificate. But where you are holding an online entry that you are the owner of the shares, you will have to access this through a depository participant, through your Demat account. Is this clear? Yes? I hope everybody read everything that we've written about Demat and trading and there's no question, correct? अगर कुछ भी question है, ask today itself so that you don't carry on this doubt forever. It is very, very important for you to differentiate between Demat, listing on a stock exchange and other things that we've written. Is this clear? Yes? So that's it about section 29. Now coming back to, ये रह गया 30. Section 30 talks about advertisement of prospectus. Wherever any advertisement of prospectus is done, company also has to advertise these contents of its memorandum. Other than the first two clauses, name and registered office, all other clauses have to be advertised, correct? Doesn't make any sense not to have the name. So advertisement mein naam definitely rahega. But where we are talking only about this section, other than first two clauses, every other clause should be advertised. Clear? Now we are coming to three types of prospectus which are given in these three consecutive sections. They are 31, 32 and 33. 31 is shell prospectus and information memorandum. 32 is RHP and information memorandum. And 33 is correct, a bridge prospectus. One more type of prospectus we have, which is in case of 25, which is the deemed prospectus, correct? Everybody's books, are they open over here? You have to see and revise. Where is this? आ गया क्या? Okay. So shelf prospectus, first and foremost, every company that wants to issue securities for one or more issue over a certain period without issuing a further prospectus. These companies are required to file shelf prospectus. And which companies will be eligible under this section? Only those as prescribed by SEBI. SEBI will see what is their object. If their main object is financing, then SEBI will give them the power. I am doing clothes manufacturing business. Can I issue shelf prospectus? No, I am not prescribed by SEBI. Correct? Then next one is the procedure. First is filing of this prospectus, shelf prospectus has to be done when at the stage of the first offer of securities. This validity for this prospectus is not exceeding 1 year. 1 year from the date of opening of the first offer of securities, and for any second or subsequent offer, no further prospectus is required. But what is required is information memorandum. Information memorandum has to be filed prior to the second or subsequent offer within a period of 1 month. 1 month prior to this second offer, correct? Issue, right? Next one, it will contain these 3 facts, material facts. First is new charges created, then change in financial position from previous offer to this offer, and such other changes as may be prescribed. Shelf prospectus and information memorandum will be deemed to be a prospectus. Meaning what? All the provisions applicable to prospectus will apply to both of these, shelf prospectus as well as information memorandum. One person has extra money. What did he do? Along with share application, he also made advance payments for the future offer. Correct? When did he make it? Before company made these changes. And now company has made the changes. Company should intimate the changes to this applicant. And where he expresses his desire to withdraw their application, company should refund the money within a period of 15 days. Clear? So this was about shelf prospectus. Now about RHP, we have very 2 points. First is what? It is an incomplete prospectus which does not include quantum and price of the securities. It is to be filed before the filing of the prospectus. Correct? Next point, at least 3 days prior to the opening of this subscription list. Then it will have 3 details. 3 details are what? First is total capital raised, then closing price, and other details as are not included. These 3 details are not in RHP. They are actually in prospectus, the final prospectus. Correct? So final prospectus will have these 3 details. Once again, what are the 3 details? Total capital raised, closing price, and other details which are not included. Then we have 2 points with respect to obligation and variation. Obligation of RHP and information memorandum is same as prospectus, and any variation in RHP and prospectus should be highlighted as variation. Company can determine the price of its securities in actually 2 ways. One is fixed price method, or another is price discovery method, more famous called as book building method. Company knows total capital kitna chahiye. Company doesn't know the quantum or the price of the securities. So to assess the demand from the public, company will issue information memorandum and accept bids from the public, and this will then company will decide what is the price. Correct? But for doing all of this, you cannot do unless you inform ROC. But since you don't know your quantum and price, you cannot file the regular prospectus. Correct? You will have to until then file something, and that something is an RHP. So after RHP filing, you are still required to file the complete prospectus, that is the final prospectus, which will have all these missing details as well. कुछ भी variation, different points है in RHP and prospectus compulsorily has to be highlighted as variation. Why should you highlight this? Because you told something else and received the demand, and now you are changing it, so you will have to highlight it. Is 31 clear as well? Yes. So 30 is about advertisement. Sorry, 31 is a shelf prospectus, 32 is RHP. 31, 32 clear? Okay, 33, chodu sa. 33 says, tell me page number. Okay. So abridged prospectus means what? Summarized version of the prospectus. Normal prospectus goes into hundreds of pages. This will be chotu document around 20, 30 or 50 pages only. So it will have just the salient features of the prospectus. Can company decide kaun sa point rehna chahiye? No, it will be as specified by SEBI. Why are we reading this section? Is because this section is telling us that company cannot issue any application form which is without the abridged prospectus. So every application form should be accompanied by abridged prospectus. Abridged prospectus is very chipku by nature. It always is chipku with whom? With the application form, correct? But in these three cases, abridged prospectus is not required. They are, first is correct, where you are issuing the application form to the underwriters. Second, it is not offered to public, so public को इतना ही दे रहे हैं, prospectus ही required नहीं है, abridged prospectus also not required. And last one, where offer is made only to existing members. So second wala point was private placement, and third wala is any rights or any bonus issue as well. Prospectus, abridged prospectus is not required, correct? There can be a person जिसको मजा नहीं आ रहा है 20-30 pages पढ़ के, he wants to read 800-900 pages. What can he do? Ask the company will have to give him the full prospectus, correct? Any default, company ka penalty will be how much? 50,000 rupees. It is not up to, it is fixed, na? 50,000 for each default, correct? This was section number 33. So we are talking about misstatement in prospectus, and misstatement in prospectus can be of two types. Either there is an inclusion of a false statement, or there can be an omission of a material statement, correct? So if you see over here, instead of telling material statement, what words they've used? Yes, so it is, whatever statement is included is misleading in the form and context in which it was included, and the omission that is there, it is done to mislead the investors. In such a case, who can proceed against whom? Sorry, in such a case, we'll say that there is a misstatement in the prospectus, correct? If there is a misstatement in the prospectus, then investor can proceed against all of these people. And who are they? Company, director, promoter, proposed director, any person who has authorized the issue, and even an expert. This investor who is proceeding against all of these should be an allottee. He should not be a transferee. Means he has taken the securities from the company, directly from the company, and not a secondary market. Primary market mein lena chahiye, correct? Now when he proceeds against all of these people, the person will have remedies. Matlab these officers and company will have these two types of liabilities. They are what? Criminal liability and civil liability. Criminal under section 34 and civil under section 35. Criminal liability says person is liable under 447, and civil says that compensation has to be awarded to this person because he has incurred a loss because of misstatement in prospectus, and whatever punishment is specified under section 36. 36 talks about what? Fraudulently inducing a person to invest money. So director jhoot bolkar, they have taken money from the investors. So over here these people will be liable, correct? In case of criminal liability, we have two defense. In case of civil, we have three defenses. Criminal ka two defenses are, firstly, the inclusion or omission was immaterial, and next one, he had reasonable ground to believe, and he did believe that the inclusion or omission of the statement was necessary, correct? And if we talk about three defenses in case of in case of civil, first defense is that the person has withdrawn his consent before the prospectus was issued, correct? Second one, he has given his consent. The prospectus was issued without his knowledge, and on becoming aware, he gave a public notice. And third one, holding the expert liable. So directors are holding expert liable if these three things are being satisfied. First is, expert was a competent person, then he has given his consent for the issue of prospectus, and he he has not withdrawn the consent before the prospectus was issued. So in this case, the expert will be liable. Correct? Simple. Okay. To what extent will the directors be liable in case of compensation? To what extent? मतलब डायरेक्टर्स का लाइबिलिटी कितना है? अगर पर्सन को 50 lakhs लॉस हुआ है, पर्सन को 1 crore लॉस हुआ है, to what extent will directors be liable? They will have unlimited liability. So compensation के लिए there is no limit on liability of the directors. Correct? Okay. What was next? This was what? Section 34 and 35, right? Then we have this section which is correct. 447, technically not in our syllabus, but it is punishment for fraud. Over here we talk about something called as a material fraud, and then there can be chotu fraud or there can be bada fraud. Chotu fraud is something which is less than material fraud, correct? And what is material fraud? Over here it is 10 lakh rupees or 1% of turnover of the company, whichever is lower. And if it is chotu fraud, then amount will be up to rupees 50 lakhs. Imprisonment is up to 5 years or with both, correct? And if it is bada fraud, means equal to or more than the material fraud, then amount involved is minimum amount involved is the amount involved in fraud, maximum is 3 times the amount involved, and imprisonment of minimum 6 months or minimum 3 years if public interest is involved, and maximum period of 10 years. Here for bada fraud it is both imprisonment as well as the penalty, correct? Okay, then talking about the next section, which is section 36, talks about punishment for fraudulently inducing a person to invest money. So I said this section keeps on rising. We have 2 words, 3 words, 4 words for 3 reasons, correct? So any person making or telling these things to another person so that the other person either invests money or enters into speculative transactions or he lies to get money from the bank, in these cases he will be held personally liable, and he will also be liable under section 447. So what is this person doing? Either knowingly or recklessly, he is making any statement or promise or forecast which is false, deceptive, misleading, or deliberately conceals any material fact so that the other person enters into these 3 transactions. First is either acquire, dispose or subscribe to or underwrite any securities. Second, secure a profit, so by taking the benefit of fluctuations in the market price, and obtain credit facilities from a bank. So any of these things done, he also will be liable under 447. So he will be liable matlab company only kya? No, it can be any person, whether any artificial or even a natural person, correct? Then next one is 37. 37 talks about class action suits. Who can be a class? All those people who are affected by the misleading prospectus, which can either be inclusion or it can be omission. All of these people, they can file what type of a suit? Basically, a single suit, a class action suit against the particular company. So if company and officers are liable either under 34 or 35 or 36, all these people who are affected can come together and file a single suit, correct? We discussed about Satyam ke time pe kya hua tha, and that is why this provision was introduced, which earlier did not exist in 1956 Act. Okay? Then next one is about section 38. 38 talks about personation. So personation under law means what? Taking the identity of somebody else with the intention to deceive the other person, correct? So personation in law means that you want to cheat the other person. So because jitne bhi log apply karenge, it is not possible that everybody gets the shares and company will issue the shares to only some persons. A person deliberately wanting the shares of the company makes applications in multiple names or multiple combinations of his names or surnames names or induces the company to allot shares to these fictitious names as well, then he also will be held liable under 447. So three things a person is doing over here. First is he is making an application in a fictitious name. Fictitious name means what? Other than his real name, some name जो उसका है ही नहीं, he is making an application in a fictitious name, or he is making an application in different combinations of his name and surname, or third one, inducing the company to allot the securities to him in these fictitious names. If all or one of these three things happen, he will be liable under section 447. So can you hold an engineer liable under 447? Yes, if he makes application in fictitious name, he is liable. But वो engineer है, उसको थोड़ी पता रहेगा 447 exists. So we have to inform him. How will we do that? By stating this in every prospectus. So prospectus should state that if the investor is doing all of these things, he also will be held liable. Correct? Court can give an order that whatever gain this person has made, zabardasti usse le liya jaye, and that will be called as disgorgement of gain. Whatever money is received over here will be transferred to a fund which is called as IEPF under section 125. So this fund is maintained and will be transferred to this particular fund. Okay, is 38 clear? Yes. Then next we have is 39 and 40. Open your notebook here. We will read 39 and 40 together. So whenever our company wants to make a public issue, firstly we saw this under section 29, that in case of a public issue, the shares have to be in, the securities to be in demat form, compulsorily have to be listed on a stock exchange, only after which trading is possible. So securities to be in demat form is given under section 29. Securities have to be listed will be given under section 40. Minimum subscription to be received and few more things given under section 39. So talking about a single procedure, first and foremost our company will make an application to one or more stock exchange जिसपे उसके securities को list करने का है, and permission is received from the stock exchange. Correct? Company will also enter into a contract with an underwriter. Underwriter will be that person who agrees to subscribe to the securities in case there is an under subscription. Correct? Then what our company does is makes the prospectus. While making the prospectus, they will specify what is the minimum subscription, because minimum subscription is that amount which is stated as minimum subscription in the prospectus or as specified by SEBI in case of listed companies. Correct? While making the prospectus, they will also specify three things about underwriters. Firstly, the name of the underwriters, then the rate and amount of commission to be given to them, and third is the number of securities that they have agreed to subscribe to. Correct? After making this prospectus along with the underwriting agreement is submitted to ROC for filing. Correct? After that, the company has to receive minimum subscription. Minimum subscription matlab kya? Can you just give the application form and tell please allot securities? No. Along with the application, you will also have to pay the application money. Without paying money, securities cannot be allotted to any person. So this application money that is to be paid is also specified under 39, which should be minimum of how much? 5% of the face value, or as specified by SEBI in case of listed companies. Correct? This minimum subscription, company has to receive it within 30 days or from the date of the prospectus. Correct? If not, it should be refunded within 15 days of closure of the issue, and if not refunded, interest will be paid at 15% per annum, and this interest will be paid by whom? By the directors. Correct? So after minimum subscription is received, the company has to allot securities within a reasonable time. Correct? Sorry, application money aane se, correct, within a reasonable time securities are to be allotted. This application money that we have received, what should we do with it? Keep it in a separate bank account with a scheduled bank, and it will be utilized only for two purposes. First is adjustment against allotment, and second is refund in case of allotment cannot go ahead with. Correct? And I'll allot the securities, and once you allot the securities, one form is to be filed with ROC. That form is PAS 3, which is called as return of allotment, and this form is to be filed within 30 days of allotment. तो किसको allot किया, कितने shares allot किया, at what price, etc. Everything has to be specified. All detailed information has to go to ROC. Okay. So return of allotment is not refund of allotment. It is details of the allotment which is to be filed with ROC. Correct. So this is what? This is a mix of 39 as well as 40. 40 में we had one more part, underwriting commission. So how much commission will you pay to the underwriters? It is different for shares, different for debentures. For shares it is 5% of issue price or such other percent as may be specified in the articles, whichever is lower. For debentures it is 2.5% of issue price or such other percent as may be specified in the articles, whichever is lower. Correct. Minimum subscription. Now you just tell me whether it is 39 or 40. Minimum subscription to be received with section number 39. Minimum 5% of face value again is 39. At least one or more stock exchange ko apply karo. Get permission is 40. Keep in separate bank account is 40. Refund within 15 days. Refund within 15 days is 39. If not, then 15% interest is also 39, or the rule associated with 39, but majorly it is 39. Okay. So 40 may only two things: permission to list, keep in separate bank account, and this one also, underwriter and its commission as well. Okay. Prospectus ke saath underwriting agreement should be also filed with ROC is given under which section? 40. So contents is given under definitely 26, but filing of that also is required, is given actually under 40. We have written only 26, write 40 as well. So 26 as well as 40. Okay. Clear? This was what? Section 40. Then we have irregular allotment. Irregular allotment means what? That allotment which is not complying with all of these sections. So 23, 26, 39 and 40. What is 23? Public offer. 26 is what? Contents of prospectus or misleading. Correct. 39 will be those points, correct. And last one 40 is again those points, right? So अगर ये चार section नहीं हो रहा है तो irregular allotment है, right? Now we by hearted this as well. There was 1 point with respect to 23, 2 points for 26, 3 points for 39 and 2 points for 40. So 1, 2, 3 and 2, and we had punishment as well. पहले what are these points? Tell me. 23. What did our company do? Public issue without issuing prospectus. What is the fine of this? Company and officer up to rupees 10,000 plus 1,000 per day without any maximum limit. Correct. Next one, if it 2 points of 26. First point is what? Misleading prospectus, and second is not filed with ROC. In both the cases, company and officer minimum 50,000, maximum 3 lakhs. Next 3 points of section 39. They are minimum subscription is not received, but company still made the allotment. Next one, application money is less than 5% of face value or as specified by SEBI. And third is return of allotment not filed. In all of these cases, company and officer ka fine is 1,000 rupees per day up to rupees 1 lakh. Next 40k 2 points are public offer is made without getting permission from stock exchange, and this money is not kept in a separate bank account. Different fines now. Company's fine is minimum 5 lakh, maximum 10 lakhs. Officers is 50,000 to 2 rupees 3 lakhs. Correct? So once again, number of points are how many? 1, 2, 3, 2. Section numbers are 23, 26, 29, 39 and 40. 23 ka 1 point is what? Without issuing prospectus, public offer. Then 26 ke 2 points are misleading and not filed with ROC. 39 ke 3 points are Minimum subscription not received, application less than 5% or SEBI, and return of allotment not filed. And 40K 2 points are no permission from stock exchange and not kept in a separate bank account. Once again, the penalties are for first one, 23 it is up to 10,000 plus 1,000 per day. For 26 it is 50,000 to 3 lakhs. For 39, 1,000 per day up to rupees 1 lakh. And for 40 it is company 5 lakh to 50 lakhs and officer 50,000 to 3 lakhs. Simple? Cool. So we have revised until section 40. Let's revise 41 and 42 right now. 41 is what? GDRs. And what is 42? 42 is private placement. Correct? Once again, 41 is GDRs and 42 is private placement. GDR mein what is happening? Notebook and textbook both to be open. What is happening? Company, Indian company wants to issue shares, get money from outside India. So it is issuing the securities to whom? Foreign depository, but they are held where? Kept where? In the domestic custodian bank. Now this foreign depository either will make a public issue or a private placement. Even if this foreign depository makes a public issue, it is not treated as if it is a public issue as per Companies Act, and prospectus is not required. Correct? Now few points over here to remember. First and foremost, what resolution is required? Board resolution. Second, special resolution. Third, compliance with FEMA as well as RBI guidelines. Next, compliance report has to be prepared. It will be prepared by whom? By either a merchant banker or CA or CS or CWA in practice. And what will this compliance report have? No, compliance report will state what? Correct. That all the legal formalities have been complied with. These are to be placed in front of the board. And when is it placed? After all the formalities are completed. Correct? Next point is what? Money that is remitted has to be remitted where? To a bank in India or Indian bank operating abroad or foreign bank which has got operations in India with a specific special kind of agreement. Correct? उसके अलावा क्या points है ये? Voting will be done by the foreign depository. Correct? But after these receipts are converted into shares, then the members will have a right to vote. है ना? अच्छा, this one we didn't discuss only. That when company is issuing the shares to the foreign depository, what will foreign depository issue is a receipt. They are not shares. And those receipts are called as GDRs. If these depositories, if these GDRs are issued in America, they are called as ADRs. So कोई भी place का नाम will essentially be a GDR only. Correct? Okay. और क्या है points? कुछ miss हो गया यहाँ पर? Non-applicability done. What else? Voting done. और कुछ नहीं है I think, है ना? Everything is done. Correct? Okay. The next and last section of this chapter is section 42. Along with which rule? Rule 14 of prospectus and allotment of securities rules. Correct? Now what is the meaning of private placement? Private placement means that offer that is made only to a selected group of individuals, and this group, selected group of persons, this offer is made by the company, and those persons will be the persons who will subscribe to these securities. Correct? If they do not want, can they renounce this in favor of somebody else? No. The entire procedure, we wrote different points. First and foremost was what? That company will prepare a list of these allottees. This list is prepared in the form PAS 5, and it is also to be filed with ROC within 30 days of circulation of PPOL. PPOL is what? Private placement offer letter. Correct? After that, what company does is one form PAS 4 along with the application form for these securities, and these are sent to all of these allottees within 30 days of recording the name of that person in PAS 5. Correct? उसके बाद क्या होगा? three conditions are to be complied with. What are the three conditions? First is maximum 200% per security per year. But while calculating 200, these 2% are not included. They are QIBs and employees to whom ESOPs were offered, correct? And second is what? This number of 200 does not apply in these two cases. First is to an NBFC registered with RBI or to an HFC registered with NHB, provided RBI and NHB have got different provisions. If they don't have different number or different provision, then this 200 is going to apply, correct? And the third condition is that the second condition is that for every offer, separate SR is to be passed. But if this offer is made to QIBs, then only one SR is sufficient for the whole year. And if this offer relates to non-convertible debentures, even then single SR for the whole financial year is sufficient, correct? Repeat this once again. For every specific offer, separate SR is to be passed. But one SR for the whole year will be sufficient in these two cases. First, offer is made to QIBs, and second is if they are NCDs, non-convertible debentures, correct? And third condition is that the minimum investment size should be at least 20,000 face value per person, correct? After this, what? Company will receive the application money. This application money is to be kept in a separate bank account to be utilized only for two purposes, which are adjustment against allotment and refund in case allotment cannot be done, correct? Company has to allot the securities within 60 days. 60 days from the date of receipt of the application money. If not, give a refund. Refund within 15 days. If not, then interest at the rate 12% per annum from the end of the 60th day. Once all of this is done, company will prepare a list kisko kitna how much is allotted, and then it also has to be filed with ROC, and that return we call it as return of allotment, which is in the form PAS3, which is to be filed with ROC within 15 days of allotment, correct? Is public issue and private placement one and the same? No, they are totally different, correct? For private placement, we have to comply with section 42. For public issue, we have to issue prospectus. We have to have the contents of the prospectus. We also have to comply with 39 and 40, correct? So, prospectus is required in case of a public issue, not required in case of private placement, correct? If suppose we exceed the number 200, then it will be treated as if it is public issue and prospectus will be required, correct? If we don't exceed anything, we follow as per section 42, it is not public issue, prospectus is not required. We have two penalties under 42. One is for default in contravention of this section, and second is for not filing, PAS3. And those defaults are what? The fines are what? First is for company and officer, whatever is the amount involved, or 2 crore, whichever is lower, plus refund all of the money received within 30 days. And in case the return of allotment is not filed, then company and officer 1,000 per day up to rupees 25 lakhs. Since this is not a public offer, prospectus is not required. But other than that, no, we had 3 more no's, and those no's are: first is cash. Company cannot receive cash. It is banking channels or similar any other, correct? Check or banking channels, correct? Next is what? Advertisement should not be done because it is a private placement. What will public do with it, correct? And next one, no fresh issue until the allotment of this is completed or abandoned or withdrawn by the company. Clear? What else? Public offer. So more than 200, it is a deemed public offer. है ना? We also wrote differences between public issue and private placement. That application money for public issue will be how much? Minimum 5% of face value, or As specified for listed companies, correct? As specified by SEBI for listed companies. And in case of private placement, this section doesn't talk about it, correct? Next is what? Minimum subscription is compulsorily required, which is how much? As specified by, as stated in the prospectus or as specified by SEBI for listed companies, correct? Next one, for private placement again, there is no minimum subscription. Next one, for public issue, securities to be allotted within reasonable time. For private placement, within 60 days. And public issue, if not, then refund within 15 days. If not, interest at the rate 15% per annum from the end of the 15th day, that is from 16th day. But in case of private placement, allot within 60 days. If not, refund within 15 days. If not, interest 12% from the expiry of this 60th day. Return of allotment, both ka form is PAS3, but for public issue it is to be filed within 30 days of allotment, and over here private placement 15 days of allotment. Okay, tell me all the section number ones for this chapter. Firstly, the number of the chapter is what? Is 3, chapter 3 of Companies Act, correct? What's the name of the chapter? Prospectus and allotment of securities. Have we written all the section numbers at one place? No? So write it right now. Okay, tell me first and then you write it, okay? So first one, section number what? 20, 23. Next one, 24. Okay, sorry. Tell me what is 23? Section 23. Public offer and private placement. Public offer can be done only by public companies, private placement by both public as well as private, correct? Next section is 24. 24 is an administrative section. Listen, don't write anything, listen. 24 is an administrative section which talks about some issues in life, correct? Two types of issues in life can exist. What are they? Issue or transfer of securities and non-payment of dividend. Agar aisa raha to who is the authority responsible? For listed or intends to list, it is SEBI. Any other case, it is CG. Other than these two issues, koi aur issue ho sakta hai, prospectus, allotment related or anything else, then whom will you go to? Either CG or ROC or tribunal, as the case may be, correct? Next is what? Section 25. So, Taila bhai, what is that? Deemed prospectus or OFS under section 25, correct? Next is 26, which talks about contents of prospectus. Next one, 27 is variation in the object clause, right? Next is 28, which is offer for sale by members, also called as OFS under section 28. Perfect. 29. Correct. Securities to be in demat form. So we saw 3 rules here, 9, 9A and 9B, correct? And okay, 29 does not apply to what types of companies or how many companies? 4 companies. First is Nidhi. No. 29, securities to be in demat form applies to all public companies which wants to issue shares to public, correct? It also applies to unlisted public companies. It also applies to private companies which are not small private companies. But it does not apply to these 4 companies. Nidhi, then government company, then wholly owned subsidiary of a public company and small private company, correct? Okay, this was 29. I purposely asked it right now. I didn't revise it along with 29 and see, तुमको याद भी नहीं था ये. Realization. Okay, next is what? 30. 30 is advertisement of prospectus. Advertise those clauses of memorandum as well, correct? Next is 31, shelf prospectus and information memorandum. 32 is RHP and information memorandum. 33, abridged prospectus. 34, criminal liability. 35, civil liability. 36, fraudulently inducing the person to do these 3 things: either purchase or sell securities, or enter into speculative transactions, or correct, obtain credit facilities or loans from the bank. Perfect. Next one, 37 is class action suit. 38, No. Exact name. Personation. So what is who over here? Are we talking about company? We are talking about investor. Three things investor can do. Either apply in fictitious names or else different combination of names and surnames, or induce the company to allot securities to these fictitious names. Correct? He also will be held liable under 447. So this is given under which section number? 38, 39 and 40. 39 is allotment of securities. Correct. 40 is two things. No. First important is permission to list on a stock exchange. So apply to stock exchange. And second is underwriting. Perfect. Then next is 40 ho gaya na? 41 is GDR and last is private placement under section 42. Listen once again. Tell me what's 25 quickly. Deemed prospectus 28. OFS for members, by members, correct? 33. Abridged prospectus 36. Fraudulently inducing, perfect. 40. Allotment and underwriting. Arey, 39 is allotment. 40 is listing on stock exchange and underwriting. 42 is private placement. 26 contents of prospectus. 29 DMAT. 30 advertisement. 32 RHP. 31 shelf prospectus. 35 civil liability. 34 criminal liability. 37 class action. 38 personation. Correct. क्या बच गया? 41 GDRs. 24 administrative section. 23 public as well as private. What's the penalty under section 34? 34 is criminal liability. Penalty under that is 447. Two things under 35. Compensation and section 36. Correct? 447 talks about penalty. So fraud. So we have material fraud, or we can have chotu fraud, or else equal to and bada fraud. What's the penalty? What's the imprisonment for chotu fraud? Up to 5 years. Kya 6 months? Up to 5 years is for chotu fraud. Correct? And is it a fine and penalty? No, it is or. Correct? Or and anything. Correct? But if it is bada fraud, then it is fine and penalty. And what's the amount and imprisonment? Imprisonment for bada fraud minimum 6 months or 3 years if public interest is involved. Maximum is 10 years. Correct? And this is and both of this amount as well as, what is amount by the way here? Amount involved in fraud or 3 times the amount involved. Correct? Yes. PAS 3 is what? Return of allotment. PAS 5 is what? Record of the allottees for private placement. PAS 4 is, correct. PAS 4 is PPOL. PAS 1. PAS 2. Information memorandum in case of shelf prospectus. PAS 1 is the advertisement should be in this particular format if the object clause is to be altered by a public company after it has raised money by way of issuing a prospectus and it has got unutilized money. So see, PAS 1 is that advertisement. Dekhe na apan 3 conditions. SR plus newspaper and website and exit opportunity. So newspaper में क्या format में दोगे? Is this PAS 1. So PAS 1 is this. PAS 2 is what? Information memorandum for shelf prospectus. PAS 3 is return of allotment for both public as well as private issue. And in case of PAS 4 it is what? The PPOL. PAS 5 is record of the allottees in case of private placement. Correct? So we'll write all the section numbers now and also write these form numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bas. Okay? Okay, likho. Section number 23. Public offer and private placement. 24 is an administrative section. Administration, you can write. (26) is, everyone's done writing till 25? 25 तक लिखे या नहीं? लिखो. Done writing till 25? Listen, कुछ भी handwriting में लिखो चलेगा. Seriously. I'm waiting for you. We'll write together. Or else, how about I not write at all and you write? Okay, I'll give you 2 minutes. Write. I'm not writing. No talking. Shameless people. No turning pages. Write without it. अरे कितने बार रिवाइज किया अपन? जो नहीं आ रहा है leave it blank. As of now. रे. This revision video I am ending over here.